with that being said, just moving on, from Dhalsim, just giving my final thoughts. I think Dhalsim is a fun character. I had a lot of fun with him. I don't even think he's hard to play as what people think. I will say, in terms of anti-Aaron, I can't remember playing a character I've had more difficulty getting consistent anti-airs from. Maybe Marissa. I hated trying to anti-air with Marissa. That one was very difficult as well. But most characters, it's not hard. All of them have pretty consistent anti-airs. With Dhalsim, they are consistent, but it's only for specific situations, So at certain angles or for certain jump ins, you want to use different anti-airs, So that gets kind of dicey. And then like doing preemptive stuff to help with anti-airs, like using the yoga arches and stuff preemptively when you're trying to deal with people that are going to jump in a lot against you. You know what I'm saying? Because even when you get this anti-air, it's 700 damage. They just gonna jump again. You know what I'm saying? And as long as they don't jump and hit a button, it won't be a counter hit. So you don't get juggles off of counter hits. You can follow up with stuff like when they hit the ground, but then you putting yourself at risk of perfect parry. So, honestly, I let them hit the ground. So after they jump, let me put the anti-air practice on. So that's a counter hit. The counter hits you can juggle. Yeah, you just gotta have the right combo. I might drive rush off of it, I think. What was I doing? Honestly, don't even use that one as much. What the hell was I doing? Or maybe you can't. I thought you could juggle off the counter hit off a medium punch. What was I doing? Oh, maybe that. So, I don't know. That's even just more stuff to learn. There's so many layers to his stuff. So for example, this though, like this is a counter hit. So, like if you're not landing this, then it feels like I thought there was something I could do here. Is it fireball maybe? This is a hit, but it doesn't combo in anything unless it's a counter hit. Let's see. I've been trying to add that one. That's actually been one I've been trying really hard to add. It's just getting the correct spacing for that anti-air. But with that being said, this anti-airing in general and really getting the combo extensions, it's not easy. I got a couple, but for the most part, I haven't even crossed the line where I'm maximizing this kind of damage. You see, in certain ranges it won't hit. So you know, that's just something that's part of learning them. I think it's just you got to just take the time to kind of start putting that stuff together, and that's it. But if you understand the normal that you should be using at the particular jump angles, he has very strong anti-airs. It's just using the right one at the right time and understanding the follow-up that should come with it. That's probably the best way to put it. So, you know, but they are strong anti-airs. You know, with the Yoga Blast too, then the OD Yoga Blast, like combo extensions off of that shit. You just got to know what they are and kind of be prepared for that jump angle at that time to get that hit and get the combo extension. So, you know, I have a couple combo extensions that I get, or like pickups from anti-airs in particular situations, but they're very specific, and you know, they're ones that I just see commonly. But I still got a couple situations I don't have anything for it. So yeah, that's his anti-airs. I will say this: I think his fireball game is underrated. Like, he has a really fast fireball. It's not a lot of characters that got a faster one. I think like without having to enhance it or something. You know, like Akuma's fireball is fast. Luke's has a fast fireball, but Luke's, if I'm not mistaken, won't go full screen unless you do the OD one. Like, this shit goes full screen. It doesn't dissipate at all. So like, you get when you get in certain ranges, you'll be at risk of a jump in, but he could really just like pump these out sometimes. So it's like nice corner pressure sometimes. And then you have the ability to charge them, which are 2 hits. So then you beating other people's normal fireballs. I like that. Then he has the ability to get under fireballs with the slide. The issue with the slides are that if you miss space them, you get punished hard. So like, anytime you miss space a slide, even if you drive like OD this shit, OD one, you'll be like -2 or something. You know what I'm saying? Or -4. Like, you'll still be punishable. It's crazy. How about I turn that shit off? Once it's on, that's actually the easy. I would say that part, like what I've been doing since I've been playing in terms of like zoning. Typically playing, the people are gonna try to rush you down and jump in. So like, the first thing I'm doing when I'm playing is can I stop the jump in? But that's what you're gonna have to stop first. You got to stop them from jumping in first, and then once you stop them from jumping in, then you can start with. And they're probably not going to even they're going to try to stop you from zoning too, if they have the tools for that, you know. So, but I think the zoning is the easy part. The toughest thing I've dealt with is people who are good at whiff punishing this shit. I played a couple people, man. Bro, they was sniping this shit. It was a Marissa. She was using, excuse me. She was using like, I think that's back medium punch or back heavy punch. I played another Marissa that used a stomp and would snipe this shit out with the stomp. That shit was crazy. Most people are bad at it, but I hit a certain point where there are people that were good at it. Like, and you just run into people sometimes and you like, God damn, you motherfucker, and they just will kill you. I mean, you don't get a whole lot of damage. I think the worst damage comes from people that perfect parry it. But most of the time, if I'm taking big damage from this, it's because Bison stand heavy kick and get off at a full screen. Yeah, lab that shit and see. You know what I'm saying? Probably get something sick though, and that's really about it. It's just like, do you have something for it? Most of the people that do the biggest damage, I did the button at like too close. It's so much recovery on this, and they'll just DI, like preemptive DIs trying to catch limbs and shit. But the zoning I think is actually, you know, learning how to use the arches because you know the recovery on them is, you know, a lot of times when you try to throw these out randomly, better players are going to drive rush underneath them and get free hits. So just knowing the correct, like I actually was working on a setup recently where I found out after Yoga Blast, like this Yoga Arch is 45 frames. So after Yoga Blast, oh, you don't block off. Yoga Blast is 42. So like that's enough time. I do a yoga and then the range of the Yoga Arch, it puts you right there. So really it forces the person to either, you know, like try to parry or back up. You're not going to be able to drive rush underneath it and hit me. I'll recover too fast. So you might be the drive rush underneath it, but I'm only -3. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to drive rush underneath it and hit me. So like I've been like, I'll go like boom, boom, and just hold parry. And then, you know, they strike, throw. I just guess strike, throw, you know what I'm saying? But I can hold parry if I'm guessing strike. That's a setup I've been working on. Because it forces them really, it just, that sequence allows me to just slow the match down. To stop like, and it works especially well for like the reused Kens. Like characters that want to come right back at you. Like they're going to wake up drive rush, Aki, shit like that. Cammy, you know what I'm saying? So like having little stuff like this will slow the match down. And then depending if I know they're gonna walk back, I shoot a longer one. And then if they one of the people that are like going back super hard, like doing jump backs and shit, you know, I do long and then backside teleport, like shit like that, man. But you can do a lot, and then you got the jump fireball, bro. You know what I'm saying? So then you talk about zoning and using this. This again, if you overdo it, better players are gonna snipe you out. Like you can't even really jump high all the time and do this, because I mean, using people with good drive rushes, they'll get underneath it. So you know, you kind of mix it in with the different floats. But that, you know, that's a whole thing in itself, is mastering out. There's a nuance to the floats. You got your normal float, you got your jump float, then the high jump float, and then obviously you can do that anytime, you know, in there in between. But if you do the normal float, this won't hit somebody crouching. If you do the jump float, it does. So like you doing your block string, you have to do the jump float. You can't do the standard float. The jump float is also quicker. You know what I'm saying? The standard one, look at the difference. You know what I'm saying? It don't even show it, but this starts up way longer. So if you do this one, you'll sometimes get away from like, you know, low mediums and shit like that. But when you do this one, you get hit. So like all that little shit adds up to making it difficult to win matches consistently. But the zoning part, I think, is easy, because a lot of people not comfortable with the matchup. They don't know anything about this right here, so all they really trying to do is get in close, because they don't want to deal with this at all. And if you good with your anti-airs, the rest of the match is easy, because then every time they anti-air, you convert, you push them back, and then you do this, and then you just pick your spots on when you want to, you know, apply pressure. How good is their defense? He got some Oki, like off his forward throw. This is Oki right here. You know what I'm saying? So one of his situations is like plus off his medium slide. I'm +5. So, you know, that strike throw, you can abuse that. And then off that same throw, you can just dash forward and get one. You know what I'm saying? So you can obviously use that, and then, you know, you get crafty from that. You can turn this into a combo. Like this is easily confirmable. That crouch, this right here. Oh, he's blocking everything. I'll block after first hit. You know what I'm saying? Whatever combo you want to do, that's level 3. You can extend it with more meter, all of that shit. In terms of buttons, his standing light is good. It's just short. but when you hit people with it, it's nice. You know, it's really easy to confirm. So like, I had a match the other day where I had level 3, and I literally, I've been working on these light confirms level 1, but you get his light so easily. I convert it into 2 or 3 times, like, and just back to back to back. And I know he was like, man, what the fuck? But it's like, you just keep giving me light hits. You know, so I think this is a good conversion to have. I just started implementing this for him, but I think that's pretty, you know, powerful. This is a pretty good, this is probably his best crouching light button. This is the one you're gonna use more. I've been using more, but I've been watching some other players of Dhalsim, and you know, this is going right there. It's pretty powerful. Only thing is you can't cancel this. So anytime you get it, you literally have to go something like that. And I think he can go, but this isn't guaranteed, because sometimes if you hit this at max range, you see. So that's the downside. But this is 5 frames, 4 frame, 5 frame. His other 4 frame is this, which is pretty annoying. You can't combo off that shit. You know, you +1 on hit, super negative on block, like -4 or some dumb shit. Look at that, bro, -10. So if you just miss, if you do it wrong, -5. Like, this is with his space. That space good. Like, it's -5. Look at that, -4. So you really gotta make sure you holding down back, because you'll accidentally slide, and people on point, that's a for sure punish. So I don't like that. But I'm learning how to use this. It's good for like that weird angle when people try to jump. And really, when you're in the corners, like to stop corner pressure, I don't try to press after it. I'll take the hit, you know, like, because a lot of times it'll be a counter hit or something, and I'll just take that hit. Like even here, I'm -2. And most people, they trying to drive rush in. You get that little random hit, they gonna pause for a second, and then I'll just, you know, I'll wait and make sure they not mashing, and then like, and, you know, try to do something to get my space. That's one thing too that's underrated. You can cancel his teleport. You can cancel to his teleport from normals that are cancelable. So like, and it's so like something like that. That's a different type of teleport than just doing it because you're in block stun. So like, you could take moves where they're in more block stun and really like do some funny stuff with the teleports. Same for float. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like learning all them little things, man. That's really what'll make you. Bro, I'll played in Master for like a week or 2 before I did it on accident. I was like, damn, I didn't even think about doing that. But it matters. So when I was talking about the float height and how you get a particular float height, depending on whether you do this or cancel it, you get this by default if you cancel out of a button. So one of my go-tos, and it really fucks people up anyway, I'll do something like this, like, and now I'm at the perfect height. Drive rushes, this shit is right above drive rushes and DIs. So unless I'd like go backwards or they catch me going up, people will DI right over this shit, bro. I got so many matches where I'm like, I do some shit like this and then they DI over and I come to the other side and get a free punish. Like, all the time I do. This is one of my favorite things to do, bro. I fuck so many people up doing this. You know what I'm saying? Better players know to just use standing jab. Like, I don't do this shit a lot playing like Ryu or Cammy, people who like to use standing jab. He got a lot of fun shit, bro. Like, it's putting it all together and winning matches is where, you know, I like him though. Like just to be able to do this is fun as fuck. Like, you know, I use this a lot in Burnout on people. This is really tough for people to deal with. You just beat on their drive gauge. But other than that, like, I don't like its normals a lot. I haven't found too much use for this. I seen better Dhalsims use this For that, I really want to start implementing this into my game. This is like the missing piece for me. I think this is like 5% win percentage because it's +3. Look at this shit, bro. The issue is getting in the correct spacing. Like, you got to be right up on them. If you're a little farther away, look at that shit. I'm -30. Like, that's a fat punish for anybody, bruh. So, and then it's kind of hard to get this situation. So, you know, I haven't worked on the execution yet, but I think what I want to try is like, it's expensive, but you know, just like the button drive rush into it, like something like that. But I haven't worked out a sequence for this yet. And I think there might be a way to get it like off of a Oki situation, like a throw, or like in the corner, like off a Yoga Blast or some shit, like something like this. But I haven't worked that out yet. So I just know I can do this and be +3. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother layer that you can just dig into, and then you have another option. Cause you know, +3 right here, and really where I obviously people talk about it the most is in the corner. So like corner burnout pressure type shit. This is some hidden shit that I just haven't dug into yet. I just been really, honestly, the entire time focusing on getting my anti-airs together. That's all it really, cause honestly, that's most of the time. I'm not even the combos. Like when I'm actually getting combos, typically I'm confirming off of people's mistakes. I ain't really like. Sometimes I'll get aggressive and like try to rush down and shit, but most of the time I'm right here, and the first thing is like round start. What they about to do? You gonna wait a second, jump in? All right, anti-air. Oh, you don't want to anti-air? You want to stand there? Okay, what you gonna do? And it's literally a beat a match. I've beaten people, like I got replays, bro. This is it. And they just not comfortable dealing with it. Most people probably, if they good, they gonna start walking towards you. Like that's really where it's, you know, they start walking, they just walk you down and they're just forcing you. And then you know what's coming. They looking to get in and get strike throw. But I'm gonna play some matches. Shit got me hyped. But yeah, man, I like Dhalsim a lot. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how what I've learned with him translates to another character, because I think he forced me to learn a lot of different things, especially when I press my buttons and what I'm looking for when I press buttons. That's something you gotta be like super aware of with Dhalsim. It's like, what are you looking for when you pressing these buttons? Because if you just hitting that shit just to hit it and not really paying attention to why you're hitting it, you're gonna get jumped in on. Oh my god.